What's the matter? I'll tell you what's the matter. I go out of my way for you. I do everything to try and make you happy. I feed you, I clean you, I dress you, and what thanks do I get?
Oh, you bought the wrong paper, Annie. I can't write on this paper, Annie.
Well, I'll get your stupid paper, but you just better start showing me a little more appreciation around here, Mr. Man.
Right? How about some appreciation for all the ISFJs out there? Okay, I'm calling the ISFJs the organizers of needs, and also calling them the controlling caretakers, because they are organizing needs. That's what they're doing, but they do so in a, for lack of a better term, controlling fashion. You know, some control is good, but no one wants to be over-controlled, and that is the struggle the ISFJ finds themselves from time to time, is controlling too much because they love people too much. Now, as with all personality types, there are two types, essentially. There's the standard ISFJ, we call the SiFe, and they're asking the question, does this reality that I'm organizing meet everyone's needs? Then there is the ISFJ who jumps their second function and prefers to use their third function, which is Ti. And the SiTis are saying, does this reality that I'm organizing work for me? And if it does work for me, then I will use it to meet everyone's needs. Now, we're also taking into account what we call the information and energy animals. We all have these in different orders. Information animal is a blast consume spectrum, which we'll explain a little bit. And the energy animal is a play sleep spectrum. We all have all four. We have them in different orders. And this really affects what type of personality type we are, what type of ISFJ the person is, has a lot to do with their animal order. So the first type of ISFJ is kind of like the textbook type. They are introverted sensing first, and then they're balanced with their extroverted feeling and their introverted thinking for the most part. And their demon function is their extroverted intuition. That is what causes the most problem in their lives. And so the standard ISFJ is a blasting ISFJ, which means it's easy for them to get started and get things done. And they kind of jump around from one thing to the next very quickly. And they put the tribe, they put the people before themselves. They put the tribe's needs before their own needs. And they're doing this by controlling and caretaking. And the second type of ISFJ is what we're calling a processing or sleep energy ISFJ. And they are actually STs because they jump their feeling function and they prefer using their introverted thinking. So the ST ISFJ jumper needs good reasons, needs a good logical stance, if you will, something to stand on, needs good reasons for then why they're going to then take care of the tribe. And so it's much more of an internal thought process. It's very logic driven and it's organized. And then if it makes sense to them, then they will then go out and caretake. So you have four basic types then of ISFJs. You have your two jumpers, you have your sleep consume SiTi, who would really come across as a very introverted ISFJ. And then you'd also have a sleep blast SiTi, who would be a little more extroverted, and they would be a very difficult person, I think, to type without really getting to know why they're doing what they're doing. And this person, I don't think, would typically, if they were to take a personality test, probably would not, online at least, would not consistently get the same type because of their jumping ability here. And then you have this standard, really, ISFJ, a blast sleep ISFJ, Joel Osteen. He's a famous preacher, famous pastor. He is an ISFJ. And then this actress here, Brittany Snow, would be a blast play ISFJ. And she would come across very much like an ESFJ, very extroverted. And she would be hard to type as well without really getting to know her and understanding her main fears, which would be chaos. So if you are an ISFJ, your main fear and struggle will be the same no matter what type you are. And that is a fear of the unknown, a fear of the possibilities, a fear simply of chaos. Those that are ISFJs that I know typically love order. They love routine. I know this is kind of like a stereotype, but their rooms, their offices, their places that they live in are very neat and organized, and they are, quite frankly, scared of that organizational chaos. So the challenge for the ISFJ is to learn to embrace that chaos and to understand that you can't control the people you love. You can't meet their every need, and sometimes you'll have to let them fail in life, and sometimes you'll have to let that chaos overtake their life and your life and trust in the results that ultimately probably everything's going to be okay. And it's really out of your control. And so a very difficult challenge for an IJ and an ISFJ indeed. So if you have an ISFJ in your life, know that if they are smothering you or controlling you, it's because they love you and it's something that they have to work on, and you might not have to. So as you live with and love and play with and be a part of an ISFJ's life, know that that is their struggle and help support them in the process.
I got you this expensive paper to type on, and I got a great deal on this 50-pound clunker on account of its missing an N. I told the sales lady N was one of the letters in my favorite writer's name.
It's two of the letters in my favorite nurse's name, Annie.
You fooler. Did I do good?
You did great.